Tonight, it all comes down to this. One game, one goal.
You can't focus on the victory. You can't focus on the reward. The only thing you can focus on is the task.
Now, can the Heat win 2 in a row to become back-to-back champions and complete their run for the ring? You are looking live at the American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, where one final game will be played tonight in the NBA Finals. Tip-off just 4 hours away. One thing is for sure, either the Heat or the Spurs will be crowned kings of the NBA. A lot of talk this postseason has been about LeBron James, but no one has endured more to get to Game 7 than Dwayne Wade. Officially, tickets for tonight's game are sold out, but if you've got deep pockets, you can find tickets on popular resale sites like StubHub. Right now, the going rate for standing room only is $415. Upper level seats start at $499. Lower level seats start at $1,400. And you can get a courtside seat for a mere $28,500. Here is another live look now at the American Airlines Arena downtown. On the Money Watch tonight, today was the worst day of 2013 for the stock market. Investors sold off shares 1 day after the Federal Reserve said it could end its huge bond buying program by mid-2014. At the closing bell, the Dow was down more than 350 points to 14,758. It lost 560 points in just the last 2 days alone. The NASDAQ was down 78 points to 3364, and the S&P 500 down 40 points to close at 1588. We are learning new details tonight about an apartment fire that claimed 2 lives very early this morning on Miami Beach. One of the victims died trying to save his pets. 2 firefighters were also hurt fighting this fire. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live on the scene with today's developments. Ted? Still to come, a little boy hears his father's voice for the very first time.
It is
also getting animated. A big announcement is being made about a big change to Instagram. And it's a change that you can take advantage of right now. Details are coming up. Just this month, a ramp worker at MIA was arrested for stealing a bar of gold off an arriving flight from Ecuador. The feds say he actually covered his face with a blanket as he drove away on a baggage tractor. It was the latest example of airport workers abusing their security clearance for sinister motives. Tonight, in a CBS 4 News exclusive, you're going out on the ramp for a surprise security sweep. As jumbo jets roar down the runway, a team of federal agents, Miami-Dade police, and airport security are doing something called sweeping the ramp. Another team was inside one of the giant cargo carrier warehouses, verifying employee IDs, comparing driver's licenses with airport ID photos. Yes, a sweep like this is designed to be intimidating.
Occasionally we'll find an internal conspiracy, and that's when we detect it, disrupt it, and dismantle it.
Out on the ramp, they're checking trucks and vehicles to make sure this secure side of the airport is not being violated by anyone with sinister intentions. They're checking everything from who's driving on to whether they're legal to be driving on.
Especially for the contractors that come in periodically, see if they have any wants or warrants. We want to make sure that whatever they're bringing in or taking out is what they're supposed to be bringing in, so that there is no contraband being sneaked in any of these cars.
This Miami-Dade canine is not only helping to search for contraband, he's helping the teams look for what have been referred to as ramp rats, an unflattering term used to describe airport workers who abuse their security access to allow contraband to make it out onto the ramps and onto a plane.
The people here at MIA are very valuable to criminal organizations. There's 30,000 people at this airport that have an ID that, they can get to different areas of the airport. Any criminal organization in the world would be willing to pay top dollar to have any of these individuals on their payroll.
And don't think you're alone having to go through long lines at airport security. Everyone with airfield access has to go through it too. Lots of scrutiny.
What we do is just check the employees and make sure that their IDs are all valid and that there's no contraband, weapons, or prohibited items being introduced into our airfield.
The presence sends a message of deterrence for anyone who might try to abuse their access at an airport known as the Gateway to the Americas. Miami-Dade Aviation is working with Homeland Security investigations, Customs and Border Protection, and the FBI to stamp out this ramp rat problem.
What we're seeing.
And it is vibrating all the way here to the studio in Doral. Hello, everyone. We begin with the latest on the run for the ring. The Miami Heat coming off what could be described as a miraculous Game 6 victory. And, of course, we have the home court advantage for tonight. And now we move on to the eye on the storm and what is now Tropical Depression Barry. The storm made landfall in Mexico Pasco this morning with sustained winds about 45 miles an hour. Let's check in with CBS 4 Chief Meteorologist, my friend David Bernard. David? Today, a brand new feature on Instagram stopped all work in our CBS 4 newsroom as just about everybody was trying to figure out how to make it work. We'll tell you what it is after the break. All across South Florida right now, Heat fans are rooting for the Big Three and the rest of the team to beat the San Antonio Spurs. Miami is white hot tonight, whether you are at the AAA or watching the game on TV. People crowding into restaurants and bars to cheer on the Heat. It was game time for fans at Brother Jimmy's Barbecue in Mary Brickell Village tonight, with fans giving the Heat a lot of support in tonight's big game.
The Heat are going to win, of course. Heat all the way.
Fans all hoping for Miami to take the title of NBA champions once again. Heat fan Milena Roman sent us this picture tonight. Obviously the white headband, a salute to LeBron James. And we want to see your pictures of you celebrating the Miami Heat. Send them to us at pics@cbsmiami.com, and you could see them coming up tonight. And ahead, CBS 4's Jim Barry and Kem Bocamper are both live inside the AAA. They will have a full report coming up in about 15 minutes. Remember, if the Heat win, we will be back on the air with extended coverage of all the championship celebrations as soon as the game is over. Now, a deadly apartment fire that claimed the lives of 2 people early this morning on Miami Beach. Tonight, CBS 4's Maggie Newland spoke with family and friends of the victims. New at 11 tonight, the homeless community is gathering to remember the victims of last week's deadly car crash in downtown Fort Lauderdale. As CBS 4's Carrie Codd reports, family members and friends want to make sure the victims' lives are not forgotten.